Hey guys, so it is November maybe 9th, the 9th, probably about 9:15 a.m. or so. And so this is being pre-recorded, it's not live. And I just wanted to talk, I guess, a little bit about a trial and a test that I just came through. And just for the reason that maybe it could help somebody else out there try to spot the devil's pitfalls, if you will. So, for the last couple months or so, I've been having these like horrible financial issues where it's like people owe me a ton of money and nobody is paying. It's not really due to a lack of work, it's just a lack of debts owed to me. And despite my best efforts, it doesn't seem that anybody's paying. So, I suspected that it was a little bit of some diabolical interference. So, I started praying. I started praying to Jesus, please help me with these financial issues, this, that, and the other thing. And then a couple weeks ago, I think it was a couple Mondays ago, a man came into my life seemingly out of nowhere and very rich. Like I'm talking $1 million house, in-ground pool, Range Rover, like the whole 9 yards, very successful businessman. And a fallen away Catholic, raised Catholic, but doesn't practice the faith currently. And he had asked me out on a couple dates. So I was like, okay. So we started going out. Like fancy dinners, all this stuff, right? And so at first I'm kind of guarded. I don't open up to people a lot because most people don't understand. So I was trying to like feel him out. He had expressed an interest in going back to mass. Obviously he knew my Catholic faith is important to me. And so we were getting along, seemingly said all the right things up until last night when we had to have the uncomfortable discussion about sex outside of marriage and how it violates my beliefs, right? And so as soon as this conversation came about, it was literally like a switch was flipped. I'm telling you, he went from gentleman of the year, like I never had to touch a door handle, didn't pay for anything, whatever I wanted, he would give me, to literally, I have no use for you, get out of my life, wouldn't even walk me outside. Like I was the scum of the earth. And so coming through it now, and I was praying about it too. I was praying about this guy, like, I'm not really sure. I couldn't really get a good read. And Jesus was silent. I got nothing. I got no intuitive anything. And so now I realize it for what it was. It was a test. It was a test orchestrated by the devil. Jesus allowed it to see if I would sell out, to see if I would pursue earthly riches and sell out my faith and do things that I knew to be against God, sin, sexual sins, in order to solve my seemingly financial issues. So I would say, I don't think I passed with flying colors, but I'm still in shock, to be honest with you. I've never seen anything quite like that where somebody could just flip a switch and just be all of a sudden like cold, like you don't exist, like get out of my life. I was like, wow, well, I enjoyed hanging out with you. Like, what do you say? I was like, I remains classy. I'm like, well, I enjoyed hanging out with you. You'll be in my prayers, whatever. But I wanted to present this, or I wanted to talk about this because I want to show how the devil works. So in this case, I suspect my financial issues will be resolved now because he probably put some oppression on my finances, on my business, and then presented his solution. And I didn't bite. I bit a little bit, maybe for a split second, but I didn't bite. I was strong in my faith, and I'm like, listen, I understand people don't live like this, but I can't live like a pagan because I'm not a pagan. So I can't wait to see what the devil has in store for me next as far as testing is concerned. But I want to say this. I was praying to Jesus for financial solutions, and I honestly thought maybe that was it. So as much as Jesus hears our prayers, the devil hears our prayers too. And we have to be very prudent, especially now in the times we're living in. Like, it was obviously very clear to me last night that he was sent by the devil. Because no human being that has any kind of empathy or compassion can just turn on someone that they've been hanging out with for a couple weeks now on a dime. Like, no use for you, blah, blah, blah. So I guess, I don't know, it's kind of an uncomfortable topic, but I wanted to just shed some light on how the devil works. He creates problems, much like the Democratic Party, and then presents his solution to the problem. And so I just want to see there's always an out. Jesus gives us an out. So in my case, the out was, no, like this violates my conscience, this violates my belief system. And the devil's a master of disguise. I mean, if he wasn't Catholic, this guy, I probably wouldn't have went out with him, but he expressed interest in going back to the mass, things like that. And so we have to be so careful because there are so many wolves in sheep's clothing out there. There are so many people who pretend to be good and pretend to be Catholic up until it inconveniences them, up until it violates their sense of pleasure or whatever, and then all of a sudden everybody runs. So it's a good reminder to be very leery about who you trust. It was a good reminder for me to watch the company I keep. And in the future, that's probably a conversation that needs to come up immediately rather than a couple weeks in. Unfortunately, I really didn't have a good opportunity to present it. I tried to bring it up, I guess, maybe last week or so, but whatever. So that's all I got. The devil is prowling around trying to drag souls to hell. And if you are trying to live out the Catholic faith, you are under attack. You are seriously under attack, but the Lord is with us. He will show you what you need to see, and it might not be pleasant, but stay close to the Eucharist, stay close to the Rosary, stay close to Mary through the Rosary, and all will be well. Joan of Arc Media out.